I almost didn't shoot this video because I was scared. I almost didn't launch my first ever newsletter because I was worried about what people would think about it. I almost didn't start my first business because I was honestly really worried about how the first customer would receive what I had to offer them. So many times, just like me, you have found yourself in a situation where you want to put out something into the world, but there's a conversation going on in your head where you're afraid, where you're worried, what will people say about this thing that you have to put out. Today I'm going to share with you a question that has been almost like a cheat code to help me navigate that conversation that happens in my head every time I find myself scared to put something meaningful out there in the world. This question is simply this: what if this isn't about me? You see, I was working with an entrepreneur recently. He owns a wildly successful 6-figure business, very well known in his community. He had a fantastic idea, a new idea for a new business that he was sure is going to impact millions of people. But guess what's the biggest concern that he had in his mind? What if I fail? What if all the reputation that I've built so far completely goes down the drain? This was exactly the point where I popped this question to him. I asked him, what if this wasn't about you? Suddenly, I saw his energy transform, completely shift, because he realized the power of that question. He realized he was so caught up in his own head that he wasn't giving the idea that he wanted to put out into the world the merit it deserves. So many artists I've seen, after creating their first masterpiece, get stuck because they're worried that the next creative act that they put out there is not going to match the previous one. They make it about them. So many coaches I've met don't actually do the highest level of work because they are so worried about offering the right piece of advice to their clients. To those entrepreneurs, to those artists, to those coaches, I ask them, what if this wasn't about you? How would you show up? The greatest creative acts are designed not to serve your ego, but to serve the world.